it takes about 2800 liters of water to make one t-shirt and 8 to 10,000 liters of water to make one denim jean.
That's right. Globally, the fashion industry is the second most water-intensive industry in the world. The most common and easily understood statistic in this regard is the fact that it takes 2,700 liters of water to make the average cotton t-shirt, which is enough drinking water for one person for 900 days. That is a massive amount of water feeding the fast fashion industry. There is a further environmental fallout with the textile industry being the second largest contributor to pollution globally, emitting more greenhouse gases than the airlines and maritime industries combined. And then we throw the clothes away and they rot in landfills. 70% of garments manufactured either end up in landfills or are incinerated. Those toxic landfills polluting our air, soil and water that you see growing by the year are made up in part of the clothes, shoes and bags that we all throw out. But where there is a catastrophic crisis brought on by humankind, there are also solutions that we can follow individually as communities or as cities and countries. You and I can keep our clothes out of landfills and make them useful, even if they are little torn. Meenakshi is here to tell you exactly how.
Hi, my name is Meenakshi Sharma and I'm the founder of Use Me Works. While I was in college, I was visiting many factories, doing projects, and that is when I happened to work on projects where we were upcycling factory waste. And these wastes were actually going into landfills or incinerators or dumped in very inappropriate manner. That was leading to a lot of pollution. So I picked that idea and started working towards a solution, and we created an eco-conscious brand by the name of Use Me Works. Use Me is what we picked up from the dustbin because it is always saying that use me. So we decided that this will be a great name, and then that's how the journey started.
The discarded clothes were turned into bags and decorations by Use Me when they first began. They soon realized that their workshop had become a dumping ground for people who wanted to simply discard their old clothes. But the conscience was still missing.
When we started, we were making like simple products like bags, accessories, decorations. But soon we realized within 6 months, we literally had no place to sit. Our place became like a dumping center for people because they thought we're just a recycling center and we can keep taking waste. But the problem was when we worked on it and went back to the same people with the products, they did not have acceptance for that. That's when we realized that there is something wrong that is going with the whole process, that it is a problem, not an individual problem, it's a collective problem. So solution will also come collectively. That's when we decided that the people whosoever comes to us for the waste, they will have to become part of the solution too. So maybe not wholly, but they will have to consume some part of the waste that they are sending us.
Once the clothes reach the workshop, they are segregated according to size and color. Once separated, the clothes get a good cleaning. Then the women set to work on them, turning them into not just bags and accessories, but also a replacement to other polluting materials.
First is we want to make sure that the products are handcrafted so that more and more women can make it. And other thing is if we can possibly create a product that can act as a replacement for plastics. Now those products can be plastic bags, lanyards, plastic balloons. So we create lot of decoration that comes really handy for the people who want to have these, parties, birthday parties or anniversaries, wherein they have to put plastic balloons. Instead of that, we provide them decorations.
Naturally, sensitization and awareness are key. And how can that be done? Through workshops. Meenakshi often conducts workshops on how to upcycle one's belongings and make the best out of waste. These workshops are conducted for different age groups to achieve maximum reach and impact and to influence behavior across generations.
So the whole idea is wherein when we go there, we interact to them about the waste, what is their understanding with the waste, and what all can they do with it. So the whole idea behind is not to make them upcyclers. Everybody cannot upcycle. The whole idea behind is to make their mind churn, So to help them to create that mindset so that when they look at waste, they see it as a resource next time.
What's interesting is that all the karigars at Use Me Works are women. With no previous work experience and limited exposure to the outside world, Meenakshi opened new doors for these women who had earlier not been allowed to even leave their homes. While some women work at the workshop, some take the material home and bring back the final product. Use Me Works is helping women become independent and self-sufficient and is also benefiting from the natural disposition.
Women have been the nurturers. We've worked with hands so much. We are very patient. So anything that has to do with something waste or something like that, it could be my own personal opinion, but I felt that they were more patient with me, with the whole understanding also, and accepting in a manner that they were willing to pick up a path which was new. There is always a chase, where you have to chase people to get things done. I wanted to come to an area where people needed work, and women in this area do not go to far off places, and they were in need of work.
One of the women is Nisha, supporting Meenakshi in this noble cause.
मेरा नाम निशा है और मैं यूपी की रहने वाली हूँ। वैसे भी मुझे पहले से बचपन से इस काम का बहुत शौक था, मैं करती थी सिलाई। तो फिर मैंने आके मैम से बात की कि मैम मैं यहाँ काम कर सकती हूँ, तो मैम ने बोला बिल्कुल जो अच्छा लगे आपको वो कर सकते हो।
A quick note about Nisha. She left her abusive husband and is now working with Meenakshi at Use Me Works. She's raising a son all by herself. She's independent and happy that all her hard work is in some way contributing to saving the environment.
जो हम वेस्ट फैब्रिक हमारी चीज़ें और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ जो वेस्ट है यहाँ ये बाहर जाता है और इससे गंदगी फैलती है, तो हम उसको गंदगी को वातावरण को बचा रहे हैं, उसको मतलब प्रदूषण फैलने से बचा रहे हैं कि ये सब चीज़ें हमारी यूज़ हो रही हैं।
Sustainability can be practiced with the most unsustainable products also. It is just about having that correct approach towards resources.
Another initiative empowering women and promoting sustainability in Usha's Silai School program.
Usha started the Silai School network in 2011 with the objective of reaching out to the most marginalized women in rural India to skill them on sewing and stitching, and also set up their own micro enterprises called the Usha Silai Schools. During the pandemic, there was a great dearth or scarcity of fabric, and the Silai School women started collecting old garments and fabric to make new products. Now this has become a practice in that cluster, and this is being promoted with the help of many Silai School trainers which Usha has.
Gujarat is a state famous for its textile crafts. These crafts still survive because of continued patronage, support and demand. One of the people reviving the crafts of Gujarat is Nidhi Lodha. Her affinity for craft and handwork led to the creation of June.
June started because for my love for jewelry. Born in Gujarat, 90s kids, so we were always very close to craft, sort of handwork and everything. But बचपन से ही mom ने मेरे को बहुत सारा jewelry पहनाया and everything, and she's also very fond of jewelry. So वहाँ से this started. And while growing up, like I realized over the years कि handwork रहा नहीं इतना, and सब machine होता गया and मेरी बहुत इच्छा होती थी कि I'll make smaller things like pouches and jewelry and wear it because it has to be affordable and be worn every day and not just as a blouse piece or a sari. So that's how June started. I picked up a lot of Kachi jewelry, a lot of Afghani jewelry and sort of mixed them to make wearable art. So basically these small earrings and small bags or jewelry jackets. तो उस हिसाब से जून चालू हुआ कि कैसे हम आर्ट को वेरेबल बना सकते हैं.
Kutch is home to some of India's most colourful heritage and it reflects in Nidhi's work.
It started like almost 7 years back, and so we started with jewelry and upcycling and all these Kachi patches which we found. We have our people who take them from villages and Kutch and around. We have tie-ups with other designers across the city and they give us their scraps. So from that we usually create jewelry, jackets. Jackets will have like, it'll have different mediums. It will have some handcrafted mirror. It will have the Kachi work, the silai work. It will have some beaded motifs happening. So a lot of different mediums is what we work with. The base jacket is also upcycled or rejected. तो जैसे कुछ जैकेट्स जो है वो सरप्लस की हैं, तो उसमें कुछ ना कुछ डिफेक्ट होता है, हम उस डिफेक्ट को ढक देते हैं क्योंकि वो वरना वेस्ट में ही आधी जाती है, तो वैसे वो जैकेट्स हो जाती है. कुछ लाइक इफ आई एम मेकिंग अ ज्वेलरी, इफ दिस इज अ पैच, सो वील कट इट सो दैट स्क्रैप इज ऑल्सो यूज्ड एज अ पैच इन अ जैकेट.
June is not just about colors but seeing textile and fabric waste as a resource as well.
We play a lot with colors and that is what our customers also absolutely love. तो इतने अच्छे से उसको अरेंज कर देंगे कि वो अपसाइकल नहीं लगता है और it looks like a piece of art.
June has also been a haven for several women coming from abusive backgrounds. Nidhi taught them the basics and today she shares heartwarming stories of success from her studio.
One of them, actually, she's been working with us for 7 years. She bought a house from our income and her husband stopped beating her and that was such an achievement. So what we realized is that we need to empower them, we need to give them a skill set to work. And even if teaching basic stitching is getting them like a daily job and getting them some income and making them safe, then I think that's a win-win for both of us.
But not all women can come to the workshop. Some women have families to take care of and many don't even have the basic right to be able to leave their homes. That's where June steps in to ensure no woman who wants to work is left behind. Many karigars come and collect raw material from Nidhi and give it to other women to work on as well, making this a well spread out network.
Currently, June would have at least 30 to 35 odd women on and off. And if we are doing like a bigger exhibition or if we have more orders that we do, then we have again, so we have a network. Whenever we require, we can get more women.
Remember, when your old clothes would be passed on to your younger sibling or your mother's old sari would be turned into a kurta, that certainly had a deep impact on Nidhi.
To me, this comes very naturally. Hoarding fortunately doesn't because I've become more aware of the kind of pollution, the land pollution that we are doing. But it's not something that I had to really fight myself with. It's very natural for me to upcycle clothes. If there is, I have one of my jackets here. it had a tear, so I put a patch on it and I wear it and people love it. Upcycling, as much as it is the future, it is also about styling yourself and realizing that how much harm you're doing to the society. So even when you're wearing one shirt and maybe it doesn't feel great, get a patch from outside, put on it, or pay someone to upcycle that same piece of cloth. It'll probably cost less to you and to the environment both.
Upcycling scraps, giving opportunities to women, and promoting art and culture. Now that's what we are talking about in Clothes with a Conscience.
Living in the society, I feel if all of us are doing their bit by bit for upcycling, even the smallest, of job of, not throwing it away, giving it to somebody else rather than just discarding it, because I think the current generation is doing a lot of that also. Even that much if we are able to do, then we will grow as a society, and it's always bit by bit effort from everybody. That's how any growth or any success will happen.